Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Pit Stop Scale Model Garage video. Hi, I'm Vinny and I will be your host. This is going to be an update to the zombie build, and I want to thank Paul and Jason for doing this because otherwise this model would have sat on the shelf forever and ever and ever. But we're also going to do my last Christmas card shout out, and I also have a shop card shout out. So, without further ado, let's get on to the Christmas card shout out first. This card is from my buddy Steve. He's one of my training buddies. He's also on this channel now also. A little mix up of Christmas cards with Steve. A year ago I sent him a card and I didn't have his correct address. So in January he came back to me and I didn't know what to do because I didn't have his correct address. So now he has sent me this card and now I do have his correct address. So Steve, if you're watching this, I will have a Christmas card out to you for next year. Sorry about all the confusion, bud, but thank you for thinking about me and I appreciate the card. Alright. Now, shop card shout out is for Jimbo. And his cars are really cool builds, man. I like this guy down here, and I also like this sailboat. I have never built a sailboat, but I could imagine how hard it is because I did some rigging on one of my battleships, and that was pretty hard. He also does a couple of big rig stuff and all kinds of different stuff. And Jim, I appreciate the kind words on the back, and I do like watching your videos also. So thank you very much, and Happy New Year. Alright, so now that that business is out of the way, I had a little accident with this. It wasn't really a bad accident, it wound up to be a good accident, but nevertheless it was an accident. And I will get down to the bench and I will show you what's going on. In this video I'm going to show you my way of doing airbrushing and what airbrush I used. Without further ado, I think we should get down to the other bench. Not the other bench. I only have one bench. But I think we should get down to the bench there and let's see what I've done on this particular vehicle. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Alright, boys and girls. This is going to be the update part for the zombie build that I am going to be doing here. This is the car, it's a 70 Challenger, and it's been painted, and I think the only reasons why I put it on the shelf is because I had problems with the paint, and I also didn't like the fact that it was a 1/24 scale. But I am going to do a second coat of paint on this, and if you guys are wondering, the paint that I used is this MCW, and the color is light turquoise gloss, light turquoise metallic gloss enamel. And the reason, and I don't know if you guys are going to see this, it's not, I want to try and get the light off of it so you can see it, but anyhow, on this body line right here, and over the tail light assembly, and then down here on the lower rear quarter panel, on the trunk deck right here, and then I broke the spoiler off, so I got to re-drill those holes. And then same thing on this side, right along the body line. I just put a little bit too much pressure on there and I just burned through the paint. So I'm going to give this a second coat of paint, and I'll be using the same paint. I was thinking of changing the color, but every comment that I have gotten on this vehicle, everybody says they like the color. And I like the color too, that's why I painted it that color. But if I have problems with it, I'm just going to put it back on the shelf. I have at least 2 more cars that I can take off the shelf and do it for this group build. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead over to my spray booth with this, and I'm going to go ahead and spray it. Alright, girls and boys, here we are at my spray booth, and for this project I'm going to be using this Galleria GHAD 39. I had won this off of Woody's giveaway, I think it was, or one of his contests. I won this off of him, and so I'm going to show you my process of doing a paint job. And I think this mic's a little bit too loud. I can see it on my thing. It's going into your rig quite a bit. I'll have to talk a little bit lower. But that's a good thing, because when I put my mask on, you won't be able to hear me. And also when I put the fan on, you won't be able to hear me. Anyhow, smooth that out of the way. This is the model. It's the 70 Challenger. Here are my mixing cups. As you can see, I got them marked off, both of them. And like I mentioned earlier, I'll be using this MCW, and it is light turquoise metallic gloss enamel. And I will be using Mr. Color 400 thinner. I thought I had the self-leveling, but I don't. So we'll just have to go with what we have. So, let's start with the paint. I know I shook it up a little earlier, but we'll shake it up a little bit more. I know I need to change the filter on my spray booth. It's getting kind of grungy. Alright, I seen somebody use a regular air conditioning filter. I guess that would work. Alright, let me see what that looks like. That looks like it's mixed up pretty good. Okay, I have 2 stir sticks and 2 pipettes or pipettes, whatever you want to call them, sucky thingies. Alright, at least I'm able to open the jar. Yeah, that's good. Now, I can see a little bit that didn't mix up in there yet, so I'm going to go ahead and... You know, the funny thing is, I just bought a paint mixer. One of those little guys with a motor on them. This is a really pretty color. I'm glad you guys like it. Clean the top off so it don't stick. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see. I can't wait to start using those scale finishes. And I think that's got it right there. I'm hoping, you know, I should go a little bit more, but I'll cap this up right away, because of my clumsiness, it'll wind up all over the place. Alright, side. I'm sitting at a weird angle, so I can't really see if it's at the line or not. I think that one did it. Just a bit more. Alright. Alright, now I'll do a little of the mixing. I'll pour the thinner into the paint. And with the one I used to get the paint, I'll just suck in and suck out. I can see all that silver coming out. It looks really nice. And then of course I'll use this pipette to put it into the airbrush. Oh yeah, you can see all that silver coming out now. Woo! All right. Next step. Gear up and fill the cup, and let's get this paint job going. I usually wear a glove. I don't think I'm going to have to though. So, I don't know if you're going to hear me when I put my mask on, but we shall see. So here's my mask, and I really advise anybody who's doing any kind of painting to get one of these, especially if you're using rattle cans. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear me. It seems like you could, according to my meter. All right, there we go. All right, smooth on. Okay guys, we are back from the paint booth, and I had this been drying now for a couple hours, and I tell you what, it didn't come out too bad. I mean, that's right out of the spray gun right there. But I am such a dingbat. When I went to look for the paint that I used, I could have swore I used this light turquoise metallic. Okay, so I was going to go put the rear skirting on, or whatever you want to call it, valance. I noticed, wait, where did I put that guy? Hold on. Here it is. So I noticed, holy crap, look at the paint difference. Could have changed that much? No, Vinny, you screwed up. You put the wrong paint on there. It was supposed to be this Mr. Color. Metallic blue green. Oh my god, oh my god. But anyhow, I'm not going to touch this car right now because I think that paint is only like 2.5 hours old, and it's looking good already. So I am not going to touch this. But Paul, I want to tell you something now. Now you make me want to go ahead and do some more work on this model. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get this guy standing up on all fours and get a little bit of paint on the hood with the scoop on there. That's going to be a flat black, just like it's a lot of the pictures that I saw. I'm going to get the differential painted, hoses, manifolds, fan, the whole 9 yards. Engine and transmission, carburetors. So, yes sir, you got me going on this one there, Paul. Alright, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay guys, you can see I have a cascade of parts down here, and I want to thank Paul again because, like I said, if he and Jason did not put on this group build, this car would have sat on the shelf for quite a while. Anyhow, paint wise, my carburetors. This, by the way, is going to be a 340 6-pack, and I found out that the TA with the 340 in it has 275 horsepower. So with tri-power, it might even be more. So here's the carburetors. They're painted in brass. I decided just to paint the engine whatever, because I see a lot of you guys doing that. So I painted it in just a light blue. Painted the intake manifold in aluminum. Painted the oil pan aluminum. Painted the transmission in oily steel. I think that's a better color for the transmissions rather than aluminum. All the wheel backs have been done. Now, believe it or not, all the black you see on here is supposed to be semi-gloss, but it's not looking like too semi-gloss to me. Power brake booster and master cylinder, all painted up. Radiator, painted up. I even painted the cap. Exhaust manifolds. I painted these in silver leaf. I think that looks really cool. Here's the rest of the exhaust system right there. Fan is painted in, again, semi-gloss with the center being aluminum. The clutch fan. Belt assembly, rubber black with chrome pulleys. Differential, black leaf springs. I did the whatchamacallits there. Yeah, you know those things. The shackles. There you go. Those are done in aluminum. The differential itself is done in oily steel. I just think that that's a better color than aluminum for those heavy-duty parts. All right, so the front suspension, I actually did a little bit more detail on it. As you can see, I painted the sway bar red. I painted the steering linkage in black. The struts, the I forgot what they call strut rods, I guess. I painted those in black, and the entire assembly is painted in gunmetal. Now, I said on my builds that I like to have them all standing up in color and the engine partially completed. I am waiting for a distributor to get here for this, but all the holes are drilled out for the spark plugs. I will not put the exhaust manifolds on, only because on this side it's a little bit different. It's not all open. I don't know if you guys are going to see that. So I think I have to go behind the manifold or under the manifold. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to run the wires yet. Okay, boys and girls. The happy mistake was that the color is different, but it looks good. The paint really worked out nice. This is about 24 hours old, and I noticed that the older the paint gets, the more of the gloss is coming out. The paint is not smooth by no means at all, so it needs to get either a wet sand or a compound. Here's the hood, like I said I was going to do. Now, because of the color change, and because I didn't have this rear piece in when I painted it, I took my model's license and did something a bit different. And I don't know how much you guys are going to approve of this, but again, it's my model. I'll build it the way I want to. But I just painted that entire thing in black. Now, I did do some research on it, and what I've seen is that this piece in here is black, and then this down here is body color. There is a bumper that separates the two, and I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference, to be honest with you. And I also painted the spoiler in the same semi-gloss black, so it'll get mounted on there like that. And I think that this car is going to look really good. Anyhow, with all of that being said, I'm not going to take up any more time because this video is way longer than I want it to be. But hope you enjoyed it, and as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. Pit Stop Scale Model Garage out for now. Bye.